Let's do
Your
it.
face.
Thank you.
We saw somebody was advertising for Zach's position on the casino webpage. Are you guys getting fired again?
Are we?
No, it was like an in-house tech person.
Oh
And
yeah,
Zach was the one that
in-house
shared it.
IT. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know they were looking for some stuff, and people were asking me if there are any jobs over there, so that's why I posted that thing.
There are always jobs over there.
I know, but in the particular IT area,
Mm-hmm.
I was asked if I was going to apply to it. I said I'm not driving that way daily. No, thank you.
No.
No, no, no.
That you could live up here and then we could play in person.
Rue, that would be fun.
Yes, that's definitely worth $3,600 a month in rent.
Yeah, not
Minimum.
A shitty IT job and access to an in-person D&D game.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's your perks package. All right. Let's. I did the write-up. But for the sake of the stream, if anybody hasn't read it, does anybody want to do like a quick 30-second what we did last time on Dungeons and Dragons?
I think that has to be Zach. Or I guess Caleb, you played too, huh? Not me.
I did.
Did you not watch the
I had-
stream?
I don't watch the stream. I'm sorry.
Just
You-
the last session was the fight in the.
It was all pit combat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where
We fought
I
a
controlled
Hydra,
Renan. I controlled Renan. That was fun.
Mhm.
and we
Yeah,
were
I
a great
I
team.
heard you played me well.
You know, I even gave you your snarky comebacks and stuff whenever, to put it to Draco. It was funny.
He was
It was
arguing
so
with himself
fire.
the whole time.
I was making fun of myself. It was horrible.
And we got the safe space obelisk. Brah.
Oh, that's right.
And also, someone got a God touched weapon.
Hoppy.
Finally.
Mhm.
Nice.
And we did the trivia game.
That was fun. That was really fun.
That was
Trivia!
Yeah.
John!
It was amazing.
It was
It was
planned
our
that
50th
way.
session.
It was our 50th session, so it was trivia for an extra.
I would have been bad at it.
It was
I would have
an
been bad at it.
extra.
But you have notes, and it was open
I do
notes.
It was open
I
notes.
do have-
That would have been very helpful.
I started out strong with it and then, dropped the ball.
I started off weak and ended weak, and got one answer in the middle.
At least consistency is a thing.
Yeah. Zeke was consistently in my face and distracting me,
That
so I'm
was
going to use that as
impossible
an
for you to
excuse.
research. Yeah.
Yeah. My answer
Alright.
was Beiju for everything.
Mhm.
Right. And some of the time that was right.
Ones of the time.
Yeah, ones of the time it was the correct answer.
one answer I got. Broken clock.
So yeah, you guys had finished the 4 rounds, becoming victorious in this Catal session. You were given the option of a large lump sum of gold or the mystery box prize. You guys opted for the mystery box prize, much to Renan's chagrin. However, the mystery box did contain something pretty freaking sweet.
We destroyed half the ring with it.
We didn't know what this thing did.
Where I didn't know what this machine did.
Mhm.
So push all the buttons.
Mm-hmm. That's the best way to handle it, I think, probably always, is just push everything. You, I think, had decided to basically leave the arena and retire for the evening, knowing that by noonish tomorrow you were heading out into the sands looking for the wandering oasis with Sari.
Correct.
I think you were muted. Yep. But I didn't want to assume anything since we are in the biggest city on our planet. If you wanted to do anything more before calling it a night, now is the last sort of chance to jump in and do those kind of things. Otherwise, we will say nighty night time.
Nighty night. We gotta be strong.
Yep, we did a long rest, so make sure you get all your stuff back.
Yay, long rest.
Yeah, I got all my spells back because I was running low.
Do we want to pilot Hoppy, or do you want to just have him do the help, harm, heal? Well, he can't really heal.
Because he's an integral part of your team being the frontline meat shield, I think probably someone should pilot him. If no one is comfortable with it, I'm even happy doing it. Happy doing it.
Ha! Anyone want to call dibs?
No, thank you.
But I feel like if we just didn't have a tank, it might be difficult.
See,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
tried
really
to do
know
that
how
one time before, and it did not go well.
I'll be brave.
I don't really know how to run a tank with him. Like he has got all his extra abilities, so I want to pass on that.
Like a
I
spellcaster
think
saying, "This is too complicated for me."
I know. I was just gonna say, okay.
Well, I get spells. I understand spells. Being meat shield, it's like I don't know. It's harder. My instinct is to run instead of run at. It's run away.
Fair enough. All right, you guys retire for an early evening. The sun goes down in the Grand Bazaar city of Calm. You begin to sort of restfully drift off into that kind of body is too tired to really not sleep. The aches force you to just curl up into a ball and go full fetal sleepy time. Towards the middle of the night, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you hear the pealing of a lone bell. It's enough to like sort of bring you from REM sleep to like subconscious sleep where you're kind of just still tossing and turning, but you can hear this tolling of a bell that just consistently peals in the empty night air, sort of ringing out through all the empty city streets of this great bizarre city. As you begin to sort of churn your body to life, you can open your eyes and sort of get your bearings. First time in a new city is always a strange time to awake, unprepared. Still dark, and you can hear soft maybe screams or commotional yells in the distance. It's enough to rouse you to full consciousness. You can now hear that the great bells around the tower of the merchant in the center of the city are just pealing nonstop in this sort of repetitive tone. Bong, 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 bong. You're not familiar with the customs of this city, but it seems like that is significant, and the pealing is so intrusive. It has to be in your mind some kind of an alarm. Like this was meant not to be a keeping of the time sound. It was not meant to be a worshiping sound. This was meant to literally to wake you from a dead sleep because something is happening.
Sand
I
monster.
jump up.
Yeah, so we're all just gonna get up and get ready.
Mhm.
Stick my head outside, see what I see.
You decided
Renan's
to
already awake and at the window.
make your inn not in the merchant square, being that was where like the touristy trap stuff is. You decided to be 2 or 3 streets over in a far less traveled area. You were the only guests that night that decided to stay in the upper accommodations. As you guys meet in the shared hallway, you can hear now people running through the streets screaming, and there's this weird like high pitch buzzing sound. It comes and goes, sometimes being much more louder and feeling close, and then it gets softer and more distal. Comes and goes like in waves, and it does seem to accompany the screamings in the town square. You can see shadows flit past the window as you guys are making your way down to the exit from this inn. Do you want to go out onto the streets? Do you want to peekaboo first? Talk me through your plan.
Peekaboo first.
Yeah, peekaboo sounds wiser.
Peekaboo. I bet you I know somebody that could sneak.
Say, anybody who wants to try Operation Peekaboo must give me a stealth check and a perception check.
Renan.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, pulling that up right now.
Oh, sorry. No, it should just be regular. Sorry about that.
You good?
Oh my god!
Say,
I don't need you, Zach. I
I'm
don't
a
need
guy
you,
on
Draco.
fire. I'm a flaming guy. You see the fire.
Renan,
Don't
you
smolder
step
my
out
fire.
into the inky shadows of the night, empty city, skulking from barrel to shadow to corner, completely unseen, a wraith in the night. Following behind you, waddling, is Zach, who has decided to make both hands into glowing white hot torches so that he can
I'm
better
ready.
see what's happening.
I'm ready. Bring it. Come on.
Can I shoot him with an arrow, please? Like, not to injure him, just like near him. Like, you fucking idiot. Who
The-
invited you?
Both of you, however, are perceptive enough to see the whirring in the sound is a cloud of enormously large scarab beetles that are flitting and flying overhead, and the screams are coming from citizenry who are being abducted from their homes by scarabs large enough to grab them and fly away. You watch in horror as a small girl and a cow are lifted up off the ground by a pair of scarabs acting in tandem and ripped away from her family, are being flitted off into the night sky as they just create this massive vortex of swirling scarabs over the city proper.
How far away is the one that's carrying the girl to me? My
It's
character.
about 30 feet from Renan and about 60 feet from the entrance of the inn where everybody except Renan and Draco are.
I'm gonna run forward and compel duel it.
Give me
Flying.
one
I
quick
hate them.
You could compel duel an entire swarm.
Well, we gotta rescue the one that's carrying the girl. We gotta rescue the girl.
Come at me, bro.
Yep.
Come at me, bros.
I love it.
Thank you.
Honestly, this has got to be Draco's nightmare. A whole bunch of little things, a swarm of things.
If they're big enough to carry a cow, they're not very little.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oof.
Bye, cow.
Yeah, sorry.
Ooh, burgers. Let's
I
go.
gotta save the girl over the cow.
A larger map you'll want to zone out. You guys are in the structure at the extreme north there. I've put Renan and Draco here at this corner of the building where they were observing. This here, where I'm pinging presently, the guys marked as red and blue are the two ones that are taking the girl and the cow presently.
Okay.
Let's have everybody roll initiative since Destiny, or excuse me, Oni wants to go for it.
She could also be Destiny.
So we...
Oh god, I saw Oni's roll and I was like, I can't even roll that. My bonus is a 9.18. I was scared. I got it. I figured it out.
We played another D&D game and my other character is nothing like Oni. She's like the reverse. She's some kind of bard. And I was playing her like she was Oni and we decided she had big Oni energy. So that's my new thing.
Yes.
When
I
something
just
has...
want to be clear. The bard is the most slept on D&D character of all time. We all know how I feel about the bards. Okay,
she
sorry.
is not as impressive as Oni. She's
Well,
also like stealthy.
Is a bard
and
ever gonna be a fighter?
the way her character is, she's written very like, I don't know, sly and more observant. And I really liked her when I first made her, but then I made Oni and fell in love with Oni, and now I just any character that isn't Oni, I'm not as excited about.
All right. So outside of initiative, we had
Hockey.
Renan and Draco. You're screwed out to this point to hide and seek with varying degrees of success. Oni, outside of the initiative order, you wanted to charge out. I'll let you take that action now, and then we'll start the initiative order with Renan.
Okay. Where do those... okay. Does red or blue have the girl?
Blue has the girl, red has the cow.
It was a small girl, not a big girl. Gotcha.
And compelled duel. One creature that I can see within range.
Asshole.
It must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to me.
Everybody
And
is
it will
strong
have
to you.
disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than me.
Nope, it is very interested in fighting you.
That's the way to start the game. Thank you, Dices.
Mhm.
Oni, as you draw close, it is a giant scarab beetle. 6 appendages, 2 sets of fluttering wings, this opalescent, almost metallic carapace, a row of scissoring, oscillating teeth, compound eyes, the whole shebang. But it stands almost 7 feet tall. You would guess it weighs 300 pounds. And as you jump into its face, knocking the girl out of its hand, drawing your swords and challenging it, it looks at you and it vibrates its compound grindy teeth together, and it makes this sort of like metal grinding sound, and you would swear that it says through this sort of like grinding metal sound the word meat.
I'll give you some meat.
You should have said,
Own
"Pleasure
from
to
the
meet you."
inside.
It should have been pleasure to meet you.
I'm gonna yell back to Draco and Amon. I think these things are talking.
No, thank you.
And then
Only speak when spoken to.
we square off.
That's
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah, you can make your attacks,
Okie doke.
or you can try to negotiate with him.
No, I don't think I'll be doing that. Blam. Blam.
You're already attacking.
Blam.
Yes.
Good thing you used
All
command
3
word
hit.
blam. Yeah.
It's important.
I see
Does the
30 damage. Is that
19
right? Oh, they all 3 of them hit.
Woo!
30 damage.
You cleave off one of his arms that had like a blade, like a sickle-like blade attached to it instead of a hand, and he's bleeding. He like sort of clutches at it and takes some mucus from his mouth and like binds the wound with it to stop it from bleeding.
Did I
Which
knock
is
the
like,
girl out of his hands?
oh yeah,
Oh.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he abandoned her to square off against you. She's now somewhere in the dirt, crawling on all fours between you and him as you guys, do your dance.
Okay.
But a weird sort of almost humanoid response to being hurt, suggesting at a more than insect level of intelligence.
Okay.
Renan, it's your turn. You see Oni charge out there doing Oni things. What would you like to do?
Steady aim. Spit in the sand.
The music's going. There you go.
Forgot about that. That is
Oh,
a hit.
did I get a 20? Oh shit! With my 1 hit. Feels good. Feels so good.
See 27 damage on this duder, which kills him outright. You were firing at the blue one, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Sorry.
He is.
No, definitely blue. Don't fuck with ladies. We'll come for you.
They do travel in packs. Draco, Renan 1 shot, 1 kills from the same corner that you're like approaching her, casting this firelight all over her secret shadow hiding spot. Hey sis, nice shot.
Yay.
Sneak it.
I will aim for this one up here. Because I don't think I could see where this one is from our point of view, right?
Yeah, that's up on top of the roof. That
Yeah,
one you really
exactly.
can't see.
Would I be able to see this one? This one looks like it's possible.
It's
maybe.
so those are a different creature. These are like clouds of like dog-sized scarabs. So it sort of like is swirling all over that rooftop, and you can absolutely shoot that.
Okay. Well then, I will Scorching Ray Duder up here. Because honestly, the guy can have hamburger. I get it. He's hungry.
Hamburger helper.
Fucking hell.
Uh-oh. Let's roll the critical failure first.
Ooh.
Pull up my spell failure table here, and it says...
Somebody had to fuck it up.
Did you not notice when I came out here to help?
The word help is not the same as failure.
Mm-hmm. You keep using this word. Your spell misfires, knocking you over. You are now prone.
Think.
You didn't seat the shotgun right in your shoulder and just bam.
I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? How are you this bad?
It's early. I was asleep.
Okay. God.
So, do I lose my other 2 shots? Is it?
No, you are
Okay.
prone, so you have to either spend half your movement to stand up, or you have to take a disadvantage from firing from prone.
I'll do disadvantage. Why not? Then I'll get up next turn. And much better. See, laying
Good job.
down is much better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm falling asleep. This is more comfortable.
Okay. 14.
Yeah. You burst fire into the cloud of dog-sized scarab beetles. You scorch several of them at a time. Like, the ray pierces one, completely perforates it, blasts into another one. You get that sort of gratifying effect of this cloud of swarming organisms being backlit by the explosion death of some of their comrades, and then it casts this sort of horrible shadow against the walls and the scenery around you where you can count. Oh, that's way too many. But yes, very successful round. Anything else from Draco?
No, that's about it. Be working on get my butt up.
It is Amon's turn. You look like Amon.
Nice.
I walked away from my computer to get Zeke food, but he got food all over my computer while I was walking away.
Hey.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna shoot something. I'm gonna shoot this guy that's closest to me, who's got a little bit of damage, with some Hunter's Mark and my moon bow. Mm.
18 hits.
If he's still flapping, I'll shoot him again.
He's got a very little bit of life left.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna go Kersploot.
Kersplatch.
Yep, he's very dead.
I explode him.
But you get to roll on the table for maybe your next turn. Or maybe to get to take another turn.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
You are going to be able to press the advantage you created here, carrying the momentum into your next turn. You'll gain advantage on all attacks until the end of your next turn. So next
Nice.
round of Bowfire will be with advantage.
Nice.
You're on a hot streak.
Hey,
that's
Any
supposed to be
movement
me.
from Amon?
I'm gonna just climb a little higher. I'm gonna get up here climb up the stairs and just get to a vantage point where I can see a little bit better.
Oh, God bless America.
Got a question. Is the cow kind of like happy? He's actually sentient. Or just a
yes.
cow? Oh,
You
this-
think it might be a California cow because it is so happy.
I was
It is
gonna
so
make that joke. Damn it.
Nice. So
Hi,
it is a
Zeke.
sentient cow. So we should probably save it. I thought it was just a hamburger cow. So
No, it seems like it's preparing a spell and everything, and it's telling people to
Caleb, he's
move
touching
over.
your computer.
gotcha.
You can't leave him alone. Sorry, I just ADD. My ad got me.
Sorry, I accidentally linked all of these creatures, which is not a smart thing to have done.
Amateur.
Yeah, it's a time saver, but then you gotta remember to de-link all of their HP, otherwise when you damage one, you damage everything that's been copy-pasted.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure you guys don't terribly care about, but...
Now the stream knows. Everybody in the world knows.
All right. Back to Oni's turn after Amon gets to high ground.
All right.
You've got the little girl at your feet, sort of like, Leia, Luke hiding between your legs, cover of Star Wars.
Totally fine. She's perfect right where she is. I'm going to attack red.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What? What?
4 is my favorite number.
4 is you can choose to go reckless. You can opt to gain advantage on all attacks the rest of this turn, but if you do that, all enemies make attacks with advantage against you. Sort of what Hoppy's barbarian thing does.
I'm gonna do that because I feel
You get a
like
little girl between
that
your
will
legs.
kill this guy. But my legs are not going to move. She is going to stay right where she is and be safe. So I'm gonna get advantage on my next one. Oh!
Woo.
What?
What even is this?
This feels so good.
Don't worry, I
Second
balanced it all
one.
out for everybody.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because, at least you're cute. Okay, Zach? At least
I'm
you're cute.
adorable.
because
Like,
You're the cutest because, dear God, stop pressing buttons.
Roll an additional set of damage dice above and beyond your normal critical roll, so you can add another d10.
How do I do that? Oh,
You
just
can
add a
slash
D10.
roll 1d10, or just from the dice menu roll a 10-sided die.
4. We'll take it. All those 4s.
42, 45, 49. Is that right? I think that's right. You leave him crippled but technically alive.
little
He's
girl
got
kicks him.
he's got no arms and one leg left, and he's trying to flit away with his wings. But where they've been cut is they no longer provide enough lift. So all they can kind of do is gently hover and then fall back to the ground.
Well, certainly not worth action surging to kill it. So
Probably
I'll
not.
let one of you guys finish him off.
You don't have anything that does additional critical damage as a warrior, right?
No,
I know the barbarian does. I just wanted to make sure before we.
I don't think so.
It's not one of those where I know the answer is yes, and I'm double checking. I legitimately don't know. So I don't think until much later.
Hold on.
I know you get improved critical at 19 at some point as a champion.
Right, which I already have.
Yeah, but I don't think so. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the swarm attacks. The swarm,
Kick him while he's down.
which are again Labrador-sized scarab beetles, descend in dark, whirling clouds surrounding Draco. And as they surround Draco, they also find a second target nearby, mostly hidden. But now that they're close enough to see her, will certainly participate in nom-nomming a Renin
So
if they are given
cute.
the chance. We'll
so
do 2
cute.
swarm attacks on Draco first, since he is the Firebringer.
like moths to a flame. Just saying. All swarms just loving me.
Does not
Oh.
hit.
No, those are both for Draco. I think both of those hit, regrettably, yes.
My armor class is 12.
So that's 20 points
God!
of piercing damage. And then a 1 attack against Renin.
Why do you even exist? Okay, well that hurt.
Paper person.
That's 13 points of piercing for you. While they did roll separately, they are in tandem. Oni, you are being attacked by the Berserker, who will only get to make 1 attack.
But it'll be an advantage.
Oh, good call.
Because I'm
Thank you.
berserking.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes, I will take 6
For
damage.
6 points.
And I will kill
flying-
him for it.
Flying down the Merchant Street, you see 2 more large humanoid scarabs like the one you're fighting, Oni. They are prepared to join the combat next turn. But for this turn, that is all. It is Poppy's turn.
Alright, he's going to charge in here. And he's going to first attack this one. You're going to have to help me because I don't know how many attacks he gets.
3 usually.
I guess if
True.
he wants to use his bonus action for horns, as long as he's traveled at least 20 feet, he can bonus action to make a horns attack. Otherwise, he's just 2 melee swings.
Is the Warglaive is his new weapon?
It is.
Okay, here's one. Ugh. Oh, I don't know if he's raging. And I get a second
That's
one.
your decision.
I did not declare rage first.
Okay.
The second one would hit.
They actually both hit because the swarm is incredibly easy to hit
Oh,
because they're a swarm. You're gonna hit something.
okay.
So no rage. I see 13, 23.
13 on this one, and if that kills it, then the 10
It does
is
not,
severe.
but it only leaves it at 2 hit points. I don't know if you would rather put the 10 somewhere else or just get a target off the map.
No, let's just get a target off the map.
Copy that.
And then, can he also horns or no?
He has a bonus action, and he did move 4 squares, I think. Or I'm willing to say close enough to 4 squares,
He's
so
still got space and can horns.
if you'd like.
Yes.
16 hits for 9 points of piercing.
Done.
Renan, you're up now. Hoppy's joined the
Okay.
fray, but you're still being swarmed.
Aren't I always being swarmed? Okay, I'm gonna try to hit the one that Hoppy just. And can I booming blade it? Only that's like, only if he moves or something, right?
That is correct. If you would rather not cast that spell, I guess it's a cantrip, it doesn't matter. Your sneak attack damage is enough to kill him outright.
Oh, okay, then I will save that. Oh, it's a cantrip. Who the fuck cares?
I was gonna say, like, doesn't matter. We'll say that the corpse is now boomed.
I deaded you, motherfucker.
One of them is just like on the ground, sort of like pulsing with this potentially booming green grenade energy.
No resurrection for you. Just in case.
That was it for you because you. Oh, you didn't actually need advantage because you didn't use it. So you have a move if you want it.
I don't think I took advantage off.
Or that's what I'm saying.
I'm
So
not-
you have your move if you want it.
No.
Okay.
She's here to win.
No.
She's here to die slowly.
Perhaps after D&D, Meg should tell you the story. We have a vet tech friend of ours who was trying to get their car repaired.
I
It's
think
a
it's
pretty-
worth just telling her now. She's gonna love it.
Go ahead. I'll
It's
move
very
it to
short.
Draco.
No.
Draco, it's your
please.
turn. No. It has to be from you.
Okay, so she came and she told us, I'm so sorry I'm late because we had to take the truck into the shop. And they have a big, like, mobile veterinary surgery truck, so it seems to be in the shop at least a couple times a year. And so we were like, oh, well, that's too bad. How come we had to take it in? She's, I don't know. It was just, it wasn't acting the way it was supposed to. So we took it in, and the guy, when they dropped it off at the dealership, told her she was being such a woman about it. And it turned out that they had cracked brake pads, and she was being a woman about it.
Well, you know,
The phrase
women
was
wanna
technically,
stop.
"You're being a real
Where's this
woman
guy
about
work?
it."
Where's this guy? I'll show him what a real woman can do. I'll fucking crack his balls right open with my goddamn. I'll snap them open
Mhm.
with my 3 fingers. What a cunt.
I just
Cool.
have
Yeah.
no idea. Yeah, and when she told us,
I
we
would have
were
said
like,
thank you better than being a man about it, you pussy.
so now that's become
What
our
asshole.
measurement of being reasoned and sound of mind is being a woman about it.
I still don't really know what
Also,
that means.
it
Like,
has doing weird-
I
He was doing weird
self-diagnosed
shit, so I brought it in.
a
I was
potentially
smart.
dangerous problem, and I brought it to you like a responsible car owner should do.
I solved
Like
the
a
problem.
woman? I know.
Wow.
I think you're
I
saying
love-
that like an insult.
I seriously probably would have physically assaulted the man. I'm at that age in my life where I'm like, physical assault, let's go. We're devolving, guys. We're devolving. We've hit 40. It's all
It's like an
downhill.
arc, and then yeah, it's all downhill. Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Threshold for
Oh, yeah.
tolerance of bullshit is very, very low in your 40s.
We thought you'd
I
appreciate
hope
it.
she just looked at him and was like, excuse me?
I have no idea what her actual response was. She's just the
Ugh.
sweetest thing ever. So I just,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for
She was
sharing.
just
Now
being a
I'm
real
doubly
woman
pissed
about
off. Zach, don't do stupid shit.
Okay, so thunderclap. Roger, this one right by her.
Yeah, thunder wave me. Go right ahead,
Thunderclap
motherfucker.
those cheeks.
Scorching rage, the one right by Renan. Here we go.
Mhm.
One. Wait, do I got disadvantage on? I got disadvantage on.
You're supposed
Because
to. You're,
oh yeah,
you
because
never stood up.
I never stood up. So there's 2 shots at him. And you know what? Screw it. I'm already still laying down. Scorcher Ray. Whoop.
It does not matter. All 3 of them hit. I see 5, 7, 19.
18.
Wounded but not defeated. All while on the flat of your back, which is kind of impressive.
Like I said, I'm tired. This is too early to be getting up and fighting.
Maybe we've learned maybe we've unlocked your secrets. Just stay on the ground.
It's even better when someone carries me. Who wants to carry me?
We can put you on Hoppy's shoulder pouch.
There you go.
Andy.
Harness, whatever.
All right, it is Amon's turn. We've got 2 wounded in the
Right.
back, and then 2 fresh ones coming up the city street. You have vantage at all 4 potential targets. What would you like to do?
We do not see Red's health bar.
Do you see the others
Bad
though?
boy.
No, we don't see these guys either. So it's that style. The big
Oh my
guys we don't see.
God!
Are you okay?
All right, I'm gonna shoot.
The spider?
Is it a real life
Do you need
spider?
assistance?
No, he jumped on
Do
the
you need
ground.
us?
No. Sorry.
He what?
Really sorry about that. There's a spider. But he's just little and cute.
I was like, it's not Zeke, obviously.
But now he's not moving.
All right,
Go that way. Shoot.
Well, get.
Please.
Oh, wait,
Go
I have
back to your
advantage.
little gun. Go on.
I'm sorry, Caleb. Who was that at?
The one near Renan.
Okay. The
So, it
17
would
hits
be-
for 8, and the 15 also hits for 8 more, and that is enough to kill it.
Yay!
Yeah, go away. Go jump that way.
Well, I have advantage. That's why I rolled twice because I forgot to toggle advantage.
Okay.
But if I add Hunter's Mark, if that's enough to kill
He had
it.
13,
Oh, okay.
so he was going to take
Yeah.
a second shot no matter what.
That
Do you want to
Yeah.
roll 2 more times though, and just make sure you weren't going to get a critical hit just for the sake of like earning additional
why
benefits?
not? Always a good move.
Yeah.
Close.
You still have a move or a bonus if you want to take advantage of those. Otherwise, it will pass to Oni. You're kind of in a good hunter's nest right now, but
Yeah, I'm feeling the spot right now, so I'm good.
okay. Oni, you're up. You've got the wounded red in front of you and 2 more coming down the road.
Okay, I am going to do 1 attack. Is 9 enough to kill it?
It is not, unfortunately. It's at 17.
Ooh!
Oh.
No.
Let's see. 77 is not going to be good for you.
Say that. You don't know anything.
That's true. I know everything.
You linked your bad guys. You don't even know what you're doing.
Michelle, you're being kind of a
Damn.
woman about this.
Thank you. That is such a compliment coming from you.
Like in that moment, I really don't know how that's offensive. Like I'm sure he meant it to be offensive, but I don't understand how it is because
Especially to find out that there was something really wrong
Right,
with
like-
it.
if it's a person who brings in like it's making a funny beeping sound and then you can't duplicate it and they bring it in like 6 times in a row and there is no problem and there is no beeping, then sure, like justifiably maybe that guy goes, you're being kind of a woman about this, and like then at least I understand where that vitriol came from. But when someone comes in on their very first time and says, this car is driving funny, take a look at it, and you find cracked brake pads, I don't understand you're being a real woman about this. That makes it sound like you were almost trying to pay a compliment but didn't understand how compliments work.
No, she was being a woman for dropping it off. They didn't even know what was wrong with it until they went to pick it up, and then he
Maybe
was like,
because she
"Oh,
didn't know what was wrong. Like maybe it was like, oh, you're just dropping it off and you don't know what's wrong. How
Oh, okay.
fucking
Maybe
It's
that's it.
because either
Email of
they're
you.
not actually maintaining, like they're not doing the maintenance they're supposed to do, and they drop the truck off, and they have to keep bringing it back. Like that's the issue.
But that's
'Cause
like
they
I don't
see it a
know.
lot, but if it's not working, it's not working.
That's like, in my mind, that's the delineation between professional, not necessarily feminine. Like, I run a business, I have a job. Your job is to fix my truck. When my truck has a problem, I don't bust out my toolkit and fix it. I
Yeah.
take it to the guy whose job it is to fix it so that I can keep doing my job. That's more like just
By the
being
way,
a
I
small
can put
business.
an IV. By the way, I can put an IV in a dog's leg. I don't need to know how to fucking build an engine because
Yeah,
that's your job. you
exactly.
fucking cunt.
Like, that's more like the
Exactly.
line between professional versus amateur rather than it is masculine, feminine.
Yeah, it's like, oh, everyone should know what I know. No, you fucking egotistical. How masculine of you. What a fucking masculine thought that everyone should know what I know because I'm an expert in one area. That's the only thing you know. Can you even balance your checkbook? No, you fucking Neanderthal.
Yeah, we actually probably know that for sure he cannot.
Yeah, because who uses a checkbook?
You know what?
Got her.
How old of you?
Rant over. I apologize.
All right,
Oni, we've
what's
got
my
your
67?
bad news now.
Blow
Alright.
away.
It's come in. You lunge past your enemy, exposing yourself to his attack. I don't know if that means like a titty popped out or
Ooh.
he just found a moment of vulnerability, but he will get to take an attack opportunity against you for free.
Okay.
And that attack will be made with advantage.
Check the
24
breasts.
hits for 4 points of damage. That's not so bad. That could have been way worse.
Yep. Okay,
Um,
I get one more.
yes, please. Sorry. And that is enough to finish him off. He is dead. You have a move left if you would like to reposition somewhere.
Can I scoop up the girl and run her over here to give her to Renan to protect?
It'll take half your movement to gather her, so I don't know what your speed is, but I think you will make it only, most of the way there.
Oh, it's 30, so I can get her here. And then I'm just going to basically drop her on Draco and tell Renan to watch her.
Why do I have to be the
With this,
babysitter? You're being kind of a woman about this.
Well, it'll be
Thank you,
fine
I am
because
very
Draco's
sad.
already laying on the ground, and so she's just going to be on the ground with him.
Alright, you probably don't see them, but their turn tracker numbers are still visible to me. It is the swarm turn followed by the berserker's turn. Oh, we don't have any swarms left. It's just these two new berserker beetles.
Yep.
That will advance to here
Hey, is
and
the
here
cow okay?
respectively. The cow has moved inside the building,
Perfect. Okay.
and
He
the
moved.
family just
Rescue the cow, technically.
quietly shuts the door. Like, if we're just totally cool about this, no one will even notice.
Let the girl go with
Nobody
it.
saw us.
Uh,
How very cow-like of him.
Oni, you will bear the brunt of these creatures' reckless attacks. They function sort of like barbarians. They will eat 2 attacks each with advantage. That's 1 hit at the 19 for 6. And then
Oh,
I think
no.
the 17 misses, right? Because you're
but the 25 definitely
the
hits.
20, the crit hurts, yeah.
But
for
I'm going to
14.
go ahead and...
Wonder Woman, that shit.
Yeah, I am.
Habiku Wallace, has take part of the damage.
Ho, 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 ho.
Nice. Yep, you absorb all of the damage from its Berserker Fury.
How much do I have left?
You'd have 7 temporary hit points remaining. But remember, that's only until the end of this turn. So, and it's something else that you remind me, but
Okay.
Seems unlikely. On initiative 0, all of you have basically
He's too
killed
little.
most
I
of
don't
the
want-
swarming insects. The swarm seems to be thinning and dissipating. You can see that there are still citizens of Calm being absconded and taken away in giant flying V's of scarab swarms. You can hear them like calling for help in the night sky. Occasionally one of them will like attempt to wriggle free and the scarab just drops them from 60 feet up and they come
Oh.
crashing down to their death on the merchant street below. But all of that is disrupted by, you guys are on Merchant Row now. That's like the main thoroughfare that leads spider attack.
It's very masculine of me.
You're being a real man about this.
Sorry about that.
Do you not kill spiders?
I try not to kill them, and it was just a little one. But Caleb like swished it along with his hand, and then made it seem like it was on his hand, and put it in my face, and that was a hard no for me, dog. No, absolutely not. No. Anyways, I'm so sorry. Sorry,
We are
stream.
good. The insect swarm. That sound is disrupted as they seem to be thinning. Like they're maybe like this was the Blitzkrieg assault, and it's sort of at its tail end. And just as you guys are about to breathe deep, knowing that there's only 2 more of these berserkers for you to deal with, you hear a huge thumping crash from the end of Market Row. There are large wooden gates that close. Market Row is basically open to the outer desert, but it has 2 giant, 12-foot gates that close to keep out the desert riffraff and to keep out sandstorms and stuff at night. But if you could picture Market Row as like, a quarter-mile long, basically leading out into the desert, terminating in these 2 large doors, and you can hear something heavy thump against them, and you can hear deep wooden cracking sounds as the gates begin to splinter.
Are the gates
Oh,
down here?
splinters.
Yeah, at the very south portion of the map.
Alright.
It is Hoppy's turn at the start of round number 3.
Alright. He's gonna run on this way.
Real quick, if it does come to the point of dawn, I want to ask Sari to come help us if she's anywhere close by. I don't think she is, but
She's in calm, but dawn is 4 hours away.
okay. All right.
I don't know how many times he can... Oh, he can rage 4 times. Okay, I'm gonna rage. What does that mean?
You have to make the sound, first of all. That's reasonable. That's fair. That's fine.
Row, Raggy.
Ruby Rage.
It was a little Scooby Rage, but we'll take it.
Ow.
He gets a bonus to the damage of any strength-based weapon attacks. He should have a box that you can just tick or untick for rage damage. It also means he gets advantage on any strength-based ability checks. And, well, unrelated to that, he can also be reckless, choosing to get advantage on all attacks whenever he wants, in exchange for giving enemies advantage on their attacks against him.
Okay, so he has advantage.
He also...
And can he use Great Weapon Mastery with the Ferocious Warglaive?
Indeed he can.
It was unchecked, so I'm gonna go ahead. But then
That
I
means
have
you-
to take -5.
Correct. And -5 penalty to attack in favor of a +10 bonus to damage.
Like that.
Just like that.
Excellent. So that's his first attack, and I guess he'll get this one.
Okay. That is successful. That matches the armor class. And I see 27 damage on his first swing. Second one is Mobetta.
28 damage.
28 damage.
And I'm gonna
Leaving it
warn-
critically wounded but alive. He didn't... Did he move?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was here.
Other point of technicality, sorry.
Would
I
you
don't
have
want to
to
ruin
have
this because it's a
horns
crit.
first?
No, this Horns is a bonus action and Rage is a bonus action. And you can only
Oh.
have done one of those.
Okay.
Is it fair if we save the crit for the next attack he makes? Is that reasonable? I would hate to rob players of crits, but...
Sure.
Okay.
He's
Next
not
attack is
here.
a
What's he
natural
going to
20.
say?
Any other movement from him or... Okay. Renan, it's your turn. We've got one critically wounded, one full health, and that splintering wood sound at the southern gate.
If I can I shoot that one through my friends?
Yes. Again,
very
his strictest possible interpretation of the D&D rules is that would give him partial cover. I don't like that rule for friendly soft targets, so we don't use it, but in other games, yes. In my game, no.
Okay.
21 points of damage.
That's it. That's all I can do. Can't move.
Draco, it's your turn. That, like some learned helplessness? I can't move.
I'm gonna stay down because I'm doing so good laying down.
Don't forget there's a spider crawling up your jacket.
Right.
Boo.
A scorching ray at the one almost dead.
5, not quite enough, unfortunately. That is enough to kill it.
And
You have one more, Ray.
okay, let me see if I can hit him. Let's go.
12. Oh no, 12 misses.
Okay. Okay, next round I'm definitely going to stand up. Just saying. It's just been nice laying down, just wah, 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 as I'm laying down stretched out, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I should get up.
Very comfy.
It is. It says
well-
disadvantaged, but I'm very advantaged, honestly, it is laying down.
It is a monster.
It's my turn.
I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't push my mic to talk. I apologize.
That's all good. I was like, no one's saying anything. Whose turn is it? All right, I'm gonna shoot the purple guy because he needs to die. They. I won't gender the scarab.
That is a hit for 11.
Plus my little hunty's mark.
Another hit. 19 for 12.
Well done.
Woohoo!
One more attack probably kills that one. And are you happy staying where you're at?
Yeah, it's serving me well.
Oni, bringing up the caboose of this turn. 13 damage. Oh no, leaves him at 3. A 30 to hit, which seems just ridiculous. Is enough
Lat.
to kill him. He did.
Call us exterminators.
I'm gonna look around since I can't take my third attack and see if there are any village people and ask what is on the other side of the gate.
Bad news. Or you're about to find out.
It's, people by the gate have already scattered and left. The only echoing response you get back is from somebody on the torchlit tower here that just tells you something big, and he goes back inside his house.
Then
the girl
I
off to his
shall
family,
move
her family.
forward to address the something big in the room.
Did you get rid of the little girl?
I dropped her on you.
Whoa!
I did that last turn. You and Renan are protecting her.
Oh, oh.
You were on the
Can I
ground.
have-
She was
are
on
we
the
still-
ground.
Are all of the enemies we can see right now are not? We can't see any enemies, right? Everybody's okay.
Everything near you is dead. The southern gate on Initiative 0 ruptures open in a shower of wooden splinters,
Yeah.
and you can hear the trampling heavy footfalls of a massive creature. It begins tearing up the market square, and seeing the only target in range, terminates its barreling charge into the human shield wall that is Oniara. It will make its trampling charge attack against you.
But I am a remarkable athlete.
You are a remarkable athlete, which might serve you well.
It did!
You also need to make a strength check. The DC is 18, or be knocked prone by its trampling charge.
Oh.
Damn it.
It's up to you whether you want to utilize.
Do you have an inspiration token?
I have no inspiration.
All right. Then, unfortunately, it knocks you prone, stands on top of you, and then gets to make a stomp attack for free.
Caleb, you're muted.
Ouch.
I'm gonna wall of steel that
Yes, you are.
to take 10.
Okay. As it stomps you, you notice that it has a very pronounced, prominent, like horned ridge, sort of like a giant rhino's horn, that's attached to the shield plate on its head. It's obviously meant to be a battering creature, but the ridge of its like shield skull has these pore spockets in it that look like long tendrilled feathers that just gently waft back and forth, and they are depositing this brown silica dust all over everything. As it stomps in you can't help but notice that your breastplate is now coated in it, and you look down as the breastplate begins to rapidly oxidize as it starts to rust as you wear it, turning dark brown and brittle.
No, my fancy breastplate.
It is Hoppy's turn.
Oh, that's me. Okay, he is going to... Is there any kind of like bull rush that he can do to push this thing backwards off of Oni? Is that a skill that he has?
It's a skill that any character can use. You can shove a creature, making an opposed athletics check. As a raging barbarian, he's well equipped to do that. However, in the action economy, it's not often done because that is an action. So for him, it's make 3 attacks or try to push the thing. And so most people would rather just make 3 attacks.
Crit. I think I'd rather do the attacks. So he's gonna run forward. Do you want to apply the horns since he moved? The horns crit that was previously rolled?
Sure.
For 27.
That works for me.
And then I get 2 attacks.
What did he roll on the hit crit table? Or do you need to still roll?
I didn't roll, sorry.
AC 19. 19 says... if you want to, you can use the disengage action after this attack.
He's the tank. He's gonna stay right where he's at.
Okay.
That's
then,
right.
The first attack that he makes with the Warglaive is... I have to look it up. That might...
21.
Nope, that's a hit.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
421.
Does 15 hit?
It does not.
Okay, and he gets just the 2 attacks, so no more, right?
That's
Just the
correct.
horns.
Okay.
Well, the horns were
'Cause I
already
did the
critted. Yep.
horns, yeah.
As Hoppy slashes at the creature with the Warglaive, every time the Warglaive successfully penetrates the creature's hide, he pulls the weapon back and notices that it is coated in this weird sort of brown silicate material that bubbles and etches the surface of his weapon, causing it to rapidly oxidize. It looks like it's starting to gain like the patina of old age.
It's destroying our God Touch stuff. Alright, that's the end of Hoppy's turn.
It is Renan's turn.
I doubt this will do much, but let's just see where we're at. Let's see how we can fare thee well.
27 hits for 30 points.
Okay. Well, could have been worse.
That's basically your full round. Draco, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to stand up and escort the little girl to her family over this way, since it seems like they were over here, which I don't know why we didn't do this earlier, and try to get her inside. Do her parents or
So you're
family open up?
you're an escort who works on his back.
No,
is
I
what you're
stood up.
saying.
I stood up.
He's really good at it.
You know, I do have a grotto. Just,
I don't want to brag about it.
I do got bitches. And my bitches got bitches.
just saying.
A small huddled group of people from the corner emerge from the shadows to like grab the daughter and then hide back into their building. Like their face says, 1,000 thank yous, but there's no time for pleasantries as they just scoop her up.
I agree with this. Take her. Go. And since my
You
move
just
was
yeet my kid.
basically. Since I stood up, that was my action, correct?
It costs half your movement to stand up.
Okay. Yeah. It costs half my movement to stand up, so that should still be within plenty of range. Yeah, it's plenty. All right, so now I shall shoot at him. I will do Moonbeam at the dude. So, Beam level 2.
It's this one. There, or do you want to hurt Oni or Hoppy?
The goal is not to hurt her, so there's just fine. It's just, our tanks just love being in the way of my spells. I have quite a few awesome spells, I just can't really use them.
The shit is that save? 17 points of radiant.
That's right. Wow. I'm awesome.
Mhm.
That smile of mine gave that nice radiant glow over there.
It is Amon's turn, and then Oni's turn.
Come on, here's your moonbeam.
I was
I hear it
gonna.
works well. Because, it's nighttime, moonbeam, it seems to be smart to do it that way.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam, that's right. Oh,
I get like a +5 to con saves. Alright, I take 13
Wow.
points of radiant damage. And 6 from Hunter. I don't think Hunter's Mark counts here because that's not an attack.
Oh, okay.
I had moonbeam arrows, so.
That makes sense.
Anything else from Amon? Otherwise, the creature lies at 19 hit points.
No, I'm just gonna
Oni,
stand back and watch someone else finish him off.
try not
Okay.
to lose your armor, Oni.
I need to get out from underneath it. What
Step up,
penalty
step
am I
up.
at if I try to attack it with my 3 attacks while I'm still stuck underneath its leg?
So you were not grappled. So I'll answer the first question first, I guess. Making a melee attack while prone against a standing target is done at disadvantage.
Okay.
However, you are not grappled. It just knocked you over to trample you. You can stand up without penalty, which
Oh,
only
then
costs
I'll
half
just-
of your movement speed.
I'll stand up. Perfect. And wham!
Not quite killing
Wham.
them.
Bam.
That killed.
It is deceased.
One more
You-
for good measure. I hate this thing.
You really do.
I'm gonna chop off its like horn head thing because I know Hoppy's
Mhm.
gonna want to collect that and turn it into something cool.
Sure.
Armor,
Mhm.
And since it's a crit, I feel like I should be able to call that that's how I did it.
That seems very fair to me. Do you pull it off or do you cut it off? Narrate it for us.
Oh, I just slice it off. Just.
The creature, once beheaded, aimlessly, without control of its body, like backs up and just rams that building with its stump of a head a few times before just turning on its back, legs up. Mostly demolishing that small little tavern or whatever that building was before it got dung beetled. The blade on your weapon, Oni, has fully corroded. Has like a full layer of rust on it from the strikes you made against the rust scarab here. But as you tap it against your boot, the blade just cracks off and sheds off like a second skin,
Nice.
revealing a perfectly pristine blade. The same is true for Hoppy's Warglaive. However, your breastplate is still kind of just like sizzle cooking, rapidly aging, like it's in a time machine. Like you can just see it, the patina starting to grow and spread all over it. It's starting to pock
What
in
will
places.
take it off? What will take it off? What cleans up rust and prevents it from damaging my stuff any further?
Salt. Wait, no, salt does it. I'll wash it
Like
off.
acid that counteracts it.
I have acids. I can do acid spray on you.
Let's
That can do
explore.
acid.
I'm gonna I'm gonna take off the breastplate and put it on the ground and like cover it in dirt and see if that stops it. I don't Oni wouldn't know what else to do, so I don't know what else to do to try to prevent the spreading of the rust.
Oil. Spray oil.
Taking it off and burying it does not seem to have done anything.
Okay.
Once you dig it up a few minutes later to check on it, it's now just sort of like this, brown rust color, and the areas where it was thinnest, like where it clasps at the shoulders, now have like pock holes in it that are almost completely through the metal.
Draco, fix it.
Oni, at this point you notice that the process seems to have arrested. The armor remains completely rusted out and, brittle in the areas where it was thin and pockmarked in the area that it's thick, but like, let's say acid can only eat so much through so much material until it's inert. The same process that rapidly corroded your armor seems to have been limited in time and energy, and it has expended that energy.
Oh shit.
You do unfortunately
Find
have
something to
damaged
fix it.
breastplate.
Alright. Well, put it back on until we can find someone to fix it.
Your armor class is reduced by 1 until you can get the armor repaired.
No.
No.
Alright. Are we done? Can I use hit dice?
Just straight into that short rest after a long rest.
Well, I seem to be the only one that took damage.
No, I took quite a bit of damage.
Oh, yes, you did. I don't know why my character isn't showing the damage done, but she's down 20
Am I-
points.
Yeah, mine isn't showing it either on the dude, but I'm at 54.
I see both of those on the character tokens, but
Oh, I don't see it on Oni. I do see Draco's.
and remarkably, the tank, I think, is completely unscathed.
Yes.
I
That
think
means he's not doing his job.
say it's normal for Amon to not have taken damage because like he's the hide high and shoot things guy most of the time, but everybody else has taken some damage except for our tank, who has
Sniper!
taken none.
Okay, well, fortunately we are in the marketplace, and I know that it's got to be getting on to dawn soon. I would
We had like 4 hours.
I would like to get my breastplate repaired by whoever is the armor smith here.
3 a.m. Blacksmith, wake the fuck up! Fix
Oh,
this.
He was already awake if he's in this area. And I feel like these people owe us because we saved that girl and the
My,
cow and killed everything so that it
My
wouldn't
home
come
and
in.
business have been destroyed. I can't find my wife. And you're like, yeah, and fix my breastplate. You've got a lot of problems.
Yes!
In all seriousness, the market is awake. It is alive now. This portion of the city is in full alert. By the time you guys have routed all of the scarabs and destroyed this giant siege beetle, at this point the city guard has shown up. It took them a long time to mobilize in the dead of night. By the time they get here, you've basically done their job for them.
You're welcome.
As they approach, you guys have the opportunity to kind of like just slip away and not have to talk to them or deal with them at all, because they are, marching in columns. Like you can hear them coming from a good way off. If this is one of those situations where you'd rather not get yourself involved with the, the politics of a brand new city, you could shade away. Or if you want to just stay here and see if there's a reward for your good deeds, you're welcome to do that too. Just letting you know that because they're so loud and because you have so much lead time, if you wanted to be somewhere else, you could be.
Hey, Oni, you got this?
I mean, we have nowhere else to go, and I want to get my breastplate fixed.
I'm going back to bed.
We don't need to go anywhere until, sorry, is available, so I would like to
Yeah, so
get someone working on my breastplate and have a short rest so that I can use hit dice.
Draco's going to sneak away or slip
Back to
away
the
since
hotel.
Oni's got this. She said, "Yeah, I'm going back to bed. My beauty rest. I need it."
I'll stick with Oni to help her figure out where she can get this done at 3 a.m.
Renan, what would you like?
Excuse me.
She gone.
Want to get my makeup did, get my hair curled, go shopping, girl stuff. Okay. Probably easy enough to do in Merchant Square. You wait for...
Gonna get her brake pads fixed.
Nice. For the approaching column of city guards to arrive in the town square. They immediately disperse, helping people who are injured, helping to fortify damaged buildings. Most of the force rushes sort of past you like water around a rock to work on fortifying that wooden gate.
Yeah, that's probably what Hoppy would do. He'd go help him.
And, ultimately their guard captain stops to talk to you. And he starts by just sort of like looking at the damage left in the wake of Hurricane Oni. This all you?
There wasn't anybody else to help.
He puts his hand out to the warriors, like deep respect, forearm to forearm shake, and thanks you for your service. He doesn't recognize you as a citizen of Calm, asks if you're just passing through, and if so, what a generous, kind act that was to risk your lives for people that aren't your own.
We are just passing through, and before we continue our journey, I need to see about having this breastplate repaired. Didn't know that you had rust scarabs here.
He chuckles. I don't even know what half of these creatures are. He's sort of like kicking one of the dead ones that you cut the arms off of. I've never seen the like of this. We've been attacked by, larger than usual scarabs, and we've heard tales of ones in the deep desert large enough to scoop up a person. But this is a whole other thing entirely.
I'm going to gesture at the two that were killed that had tried to take the cow and the girl and say, well, these two were about to abscond with one of your cows and city folk.
He tells you that they have been getting reports like that from all over the city. They're still trying to put together exactly how this happened. But he asks if you have any idea, even a rough head count of how many citizens were taken.
The only two that I saw for sure we were able to prevent.
He looks at one of the ones that's like half dead, laying over the roof of the building, one of the human villagers that was dropped, and asks, like, this looks like it was the victim of a great fall. Were they killing people or were they taking them? I'm getting conflicting reports as we made our way to the city center.
I couldn't tell you. We stopped these two before they were able to get to a dangerous height. And
Thank you all the same.
None of the others had cargo with them.
Lastly, if I may trouble you with one last question. No one is certain where the scarabs took those that were absconded with. Could you even give me like a cardinal direction that they flew off in? Did they seem to be organized?
I didn't see, but my ranger friend may have. He had a better vantage point. I was more focused on making sure that they didn't get away with your citizens.
Again, I thank you for that. He whistles like a deep bellowing whistle, and an attendant, a young boy, comes forth. He's not wearing armor, but he is clad in like the robes of the city guard color, and he is commanded to make sure that your breastplate is repaired and cleaned and returned to you at the earliest possible convenience. He says that it'll be returned to you hopefully, by the first light of dawn. Doesn't look like it's too heavily damaged. A good polishing and will weld up some of those softer spots, and it should be no problem. Is there any quality about this armor that we need to be aware of?
Yes. It's glamour breastplate.
the kid is like deer in the headlights. Like, not only is he not accustomed to talking to women, he's not accustomed to talking to powerful warriors. It's like he's in out of his element completely, and like now you're telling him that like glamored armor is not a thing that's obviously in his personal wheelhouse. So you get that not a lack of sense of confidence, but just this is like maybe you don't want to give it to this kid because he's got no idea what he's doing. But the guard captain assures you that there are skilled smiths that will be able to handle that. That this kid is only responsibility to take it to and from.
Okay.
And occasionally to polish it once all of the fixing is done.
We'll stay near here. We're actually staying at the inn just over yonder. So please come find us here as soon as it's ready.
Just over yonder.
Mhm.
Just over yonder. I would
He
just
says that he-
toward the inn where Draco's back is disappearing into it.
Yep. Well, looking at the size of Hoppy and your unique coloring, says doesn't think finding you will be difficult.
I think he just called you fat.
Do you have any questions for him as he's like otherwise going to go about organizing repair and relief efforts?
Is there anything
I
else
want to let him know anything that I picked up about the scarabs and where they were headed, and inspect some of the dead ones to see if I can figure anything out.
Talking with him then, if you join them at the city square there, you did notice that there was an organization to the path that they were taking. They swarmed the city, but when they left, they all departed to the east, like almost exactly cardinal east. Not uncommon. You know that, well, in your experience, small swarms of scarab beetles will often fly in a set pattern, usually taking what they've retrieved to devour in a safe place. If where they have found food is not safe, they'll return to a hive. It's also possible if they were carrying things it's meant to feed potential young that can't yet hunt for themselves. So that's a little disconcerting and or off-putting. And you counted dozens, several scores of villagers that were caught up in different swarms all over the city that you could see from your vantage point. Nowhere near, you're not able to give him a firm number, but more than 10 for sure. He's disappointed and disheartened by that number, but is glad that he's got some idea of the scope of this. What are you hoping
and then
to
I want to
gain by
inspect
examining the body?
Just I want to look for anything that might indicate some type of alteration, something that would indicate if they were enhanced or modified for like by someone else, or controlled by someone else, or if they're just acting on their own agency.
Give me a medicine check.
I'm not a doctor, Jim.
Damn it. Although it turns out you're quite good at it. It's difficult to perform like an autopsy, given that your teammates were not gentle in their extermination of these scarabs. So it's like it's sort of hard to put.
They're already autopsied.
Was there already this sort of natural channel in their viscera, or is this something that Oni did? Is this arrow shoot through an organ, or was their organ naturally bifurcated? It's hard to know for sure, given their size. You're trying to extrapolate what you know about something that's this small and compare it to something the size of a large animal. Now, it does seem mostly like you'd expect to find. All of its internal organs are supported by the rigid exoskeleton. There are no bones per se. There's some rough muscular tissue, all supported by that rigid exoskeleton. There are only two things of note because you rolled very, very well on your medicine check. If you spend time with everything in this courtyard, you learn two interesting bits of information. First is that the dog-sized scarabs they appear to be just enlarged bugs. They appear no different than a normal scarab beetle would, except they're just 10 times the size of a normal scarab beetle. The hybridized ones that were fighting and almost, according to Oni, maybe even said the word meat, are different. Their appendages are longer and exaggerated. They end in curved sickle blades, which is not a feature you would normally see in scarab beetles proper. And as you remove the exoskeleton around their head, you find a brand, a mark on the interior section beneath their scarab helmet, for lack of a, I don't know what to call that, like what just the head section of that exoskeleton is called. I'll have to look that up after this. But as you gently remove it, like their skull cap, if you will, the head has a brand on it that's familiar to you. It's known to Amon as being a mark of chaos.
Ooh.
Similar to the wound that was given Oni when she killed that monster that just etched into her flesh and spread across her arm. I think I actually maybe still have that handout. Give me just one sec. Yeah, this.
After I'm done Sherlock Holmesing, I'll let everyone know what I find.
And then lastly, in the large rust scarab, the large rust beetle that you destroyed, as you are churning through its ingredients, looking for anything of value, anything of significance, you do notice that there's not blood in the conventional sense running through its body. You find a thick brown fluid, very, very viscous, and it all seems to be pumped from a heart at the center of the creature's body that is made of solid gold.
Whoa. I'll take that. I'll cut that out.
As you extract the heart, you're holding this basketball-sized, triple ventricle heart, and it weighs 70 pounds. It's an enormous hunk of gold.
Yeah. If there's nothing more that I can learn from it and how this thing came about, then I'm just gonna keep it to sell later.
Fair enough.
Or maybe now, because I don't want to carry 70 pounds of gold around.
Wow.
I guess
I can put it in your handbag.
Into the bag of holding.
But I mean, I'll just put it in the bag for now.
As you
Brennan.
move it, the interior has a cavity that sloshes, sort of like a mixed drink in a coconut.
Nope.
Here, Renan,
That's
hold
not-
this.
Nope, that's not going in my bag. No
It's totally
way.
just solid.
Sorry.
Now we have an actual magic 8-ball. But it's made of gold and it doesn't tell you anything.
Black magic? Oh, I'm not into it. No, thank you.
That's racist.
Skull retrieved, information learned, Draco asleep. What else do you guys want to do in this scene, if anything? Is the plan to try to find an immediate buyer for the gold heart?
I mean, if there's nothing else to do, I think I've spent probably the last hour or two digging around while Oni's getting her armor fixed. Zach is sleeping, or Draco's sleeping. So I don't know how much time we have left before dawn, but if there is someone open, someone available, I'm gonna save it for later because
Okay.
I feel like there are too many people around.
I think to do the level of deep dive that you did, you probably spent 2 hours at least, sort of really climbing through these corpses. So Draco is soundly asleep. We are 1.5 hours from dawn. Oni's armor is likely, in the still being repaired stage, but close.
Hit die?
Sure, absolutely. If you just want to lay on a cot in the middle of town square while Alman is elbow deep in viscera,
Yep.
You do you.
I'm just gonna be sitting there at the corner, just watching.
Yep, just taking 5. Let's end this music because that's driving me a little crazy now. After this is done, the captain of the guard, has repaired the gate and is leaving this area. Asks if there's anything you need from him. They're going to be leaving the area. He points to Oni. Haven't forgotten about your armor. It's not back yet, unfortunately, but we'll be sure to find you as soon as it is. Is there anything more we can offer you? A breakfast, even, perhaps?
Payment for our services.
I want breakfast.
Breakfast would be nice.
It's always awkward, right? Because he just greeted you like a hero, a selfless, charitable stranger, and then you're like, hey, pay me. And so it's like kind of awkward. Oh, right. I mean, I guess that is not uncommon. Thought you were doing this out of altruism, but okay. He tells you that he'll talk to both the Master of Coin and the Exchange Board and see if there's any way that he can finagle getting you some money for your efforts.
Okay.
But does offer you breakfast. He says that his grandmother owns a wonderful diner here, and her taste in food is impeccable. You'll eat like kings at the treat of his personal family.
Perfect. Lead the way.
Do we want to wake up Draco for food, or do we let him sleep until the afternoon?
We let him sleep.
He did want to sleep. It was very important to him.
He was very explicit about wanting to sleep and not eating free food. He hates free food.
Hey, both the character and Zach hate free food. That's a known fact.
If you don't earn it, it's not as delicious.
Mm-hmm. You're muted.
I clearly earned it. And look at my hit dice. That beauty sleep is doing well for me.
It's really rocking. That was excellent.
You guys enjoy a literally no less than 6-course breakfast. You can tell that this grandmother has a passion for cooking and showing off for her son, or her grandson. He tells her what heroic deeds you've done and how you saved the city, so she's just happy to provide this feast for heroes, and just course after course keeps coming, and the no, I'm full is just not a viable option. She just keeps feeding you. About an hour into this massive service of many courses of breakfast, the first peaceful bell toll of the day happens. It's a 3-chimed bell. Bing, bong, bong. And that's to signify the rising of the sun. It is just now cresting the horizon. Dawn has arrived in calm, and people are waking up. People who weren't stirred by the emergency bell are waking up to a hellscape of what happened to our merchant square. Where are my family members? The normal hustle and bustle of the merchant city is somewhat diluted today. We also have this brief window of time for Amon to speak with Sari in the minute or two at dawn. Mm-hmm. I see that he has stepped away for a moment. We'll come back to that. Okay. Whilst we're waiting for Caleb to come back, after their conversation with Sari would have taken place, a retinue.
I can talk.
Okay.
I'm just changing diapers.
Nice. Changing diapers. You do have that moment of time. You can reach out to Sari. You get a brief sort of flittering of life through her eyes for a moment as she's just stirring. She either was far enough from the merchant square that she never heard the commotion, or was so soundly asleep she slept through it. So she's just gently awaking and doing her morning stretches until she feels your presence in her mind. and asks how you slept.
Well enough when I slept. Did you not hear the chaos of the apocalypse on this small city?
He laughs twice until she realizes you don't make jokes. No, what are you talking about?
Bye.
It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. When are we meeting?
My plan was for us to rally at high noon by the eastern gate and begin our march into the wastes. I've got packed rations and a rough idea of where we're going. Will you be prepared?
I might need a nap after all this food we just ate, but yeah, we'll be there.
She tells you that she has an uneasy sense that you're not being completely honest with her and would like to know more, but perhaps we'll just catch up when we see each other.
Yeah, we'll meet you at the East Gate at high noon. Draco should be awake by then.
She chuckles. Warns you that she had a deeply involved dream last night about the stirring of chaos and tells you to just be very careful today.
The thing that attacked the city last night had the mark of chaos on it. Should we meet and talk about this sooner?
You should have led with that. Why do you always keep things from me?
You don't tell me exactly everything either.
Fair. Yes, we need to talk about this urgently. It could be a very important situation. At that point,
I'm going to
your
tell her to come to
conversation.
us.
Yep, perfect. She's got a sense of your location because you're in her brain, and she says she'll come to you, agrees to that, and then dawn is over, and you guys go back to no longer shared hive mind. You kind of have adopted her eye roll because she's just got a flair for the dramatic, so after every communication, you're kind of just like, ah. After
I'm gonna just tell Ren and Oni that that Sari's gonna come and talk, and I want to take Renan into that meeting.
Seems good. Everybody okay? Was that a basketball?
Basketball.
So many balls in this house.
Too many.
After the conversation with Sari, and your stomach is full to bursting, a well-dressed, very, let's say effeminate, let's say a man who would best be described as beautiful, has entered the bar silently in red and gold silken robes. His beard is pencil thin and perfectly manicured. His hair coiffed and oiled. It's 6 a.m. and you think he has probably been up for several hours just perfecting this very honed and curated appearance. He seems unhappy that he stood in the doorway now for almost 30 seconds and no one has recognized him. So he very gently clears his throat. And once the two guards that have joined you for dinner, the guard captain and his grandmother's staff, see him, they all immediately prostrate, taking a knee and bowing for him.
It's Aladdin.
Seeing their response, I'm going to stand and gesture to the table and say, "Won't you join us?"
Peasant. Riff-raff.
Scoundrel.
We're equals. We don't know who this is.
Let's not be too hasty.
Still, I think he's rather tasty.
Nice.
Felt right. Felt right.
It was.
Thanks.
He says, I was about to extend the same offer to you. Do you know who I am? And do you know who I serve?
We do not,
Do you know who I am?
but why don't you
I
sit
serve no one.
and tell us about yourself?
He looks at the available stools
Caleb.
discriminatingly, and I'd prefer to stand, thank you. He says that he is Timit, the valet of Kabir, the king of coin. He is the leader. Kabir is the king of coin, leader of Qam, the Grand Bazaar. They don't have a nomarch because they're a self-sustained city. But he tells you that he is Kabir's valet, and Kabir has sent him here to extend an invitation to you. Kabir has summoned you to the palace. Won't you please follow me?
I could go to the palace.
I'm
gonna
I'm
drop...
waiting for sorry.
Oh, right.
Yep.
I can catch up with you guys. Renan, you should stay with Oni.
I thought you
Always.
wanted her to do the meeting with Sorry.
I did, but
I'll just explain that we're waiting for the rest of our party, and we would be happy to come along as soon as we've all assembled.
My King Kabir is not one to be kept waiting. Perhaps I can wait for your friends here and escort them once they've arrived?
Renan, Oni, I think you guys should go. I'll wait for sorry and catch up with you soon.
Okay. Hoppy is going to stay with you in case there's trouble with this particular person.
Sounds good.
As you walk outside, there's a fleet of riding camels, all of whom seem to be all of whom are bearing like royal attendants. There is a person whose only job seems to be to like dispense lotion and oils. There's another person whose only job is to man the incense brazier.
Hey, Oni, take notes. We'll need this for the
for the grotto.
Its singular purpose seems to be to demonstrate opulence.
Knowing that Renan and I travel together well, I'm going to be very gracious and loud about talking to these people to distract them so that she can get her sneak on.
Yeah, get your sneak on. Get your sneak on. As you approach the camels, one of the female attendants that has been sort of put in charge of your care if Tamir is going to stay here with Hoppy and Amon and wait, tells you that the camels are not for you. She takes a reed flute out of her waistband and pipes on it twice in a high-pitched squeak, and you can see ahead of the row of camels this palanquin, gold and wood, drops 6 feet in height as the 10 slaves that have been carrying it squat down to lay it on the ground, and they part the silk drapes for you. You are to be borne to Kabir on this palanquin.
Oni's not riding in that. She'll walk next to the slaves that are carrying it.
Draco would be up there in a heartbeat.
But to not be disrespectful, I will say it's such a beautiful morning, and I would like the opportunity to see more of your city. I'm happy to walk. Thank you.
As you wish. Draco is the only one in the palanquin, then I imagine.
Draco is still in the hotel.
They never got me.
I don't know what
they were
Renan
all eating. I wake up, don't know where they're at. I'm like, all right.
Renan, do you want to ride in the palanquin, or are you going to choose your own mode of transportation?
No.
Okay.
Go up in there and start eating the food.
No, I don't do shit like that. I'm too cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ride a camel.
She can be
I don't know
stealing
what I'll
stuff
do.
from the camels packs.
In the chaos of everybody sort of getting ready to ride in this promenade, this giant column of opulence towards the King of Coin, Renan, are you going to do anything sticky fingered?
Yeah. If I can stick my hands in pockets, I'd like to do that.
Looking for preciouses? Filthy hobbits.
Sorry, 1 second.
Is now a good time for a couple minutes break.
Yeah, let's take a couple minutes. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Quick 3-minute break.
Hattie, Hattie.
Hello.
Any Memorial Day plans? Or is this it, basically?
No,
This is good plans, I think.
we're really just thoroughly enjoying
You
our.
muted.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Or is it my end? Oh, it's my end. My
Oh.
volume on my headset went down.
I hate it when I do that on accident.
uh,
Yeah, we're just taking full advantage of a nice, restful weekend, getting stuff done around the house and
noise.
having some us time, and yeah, pretty great.
I'm heading over to Aaron's here in a little bit, around 4 o'clock. He's having a little
Fun.
barbecue, so
Oh, excellent. Tell everyone we said hi. Let us know next time
will
you're
do.
up here and you have a chance to get away for lunch. We'll do lunch.
Oh, definitely. Actually, coming up, we're going to all teams meeting, so most likely have time then.
Perfect.
Okay. There's a screaming child in my house.
Okay.
The new, right?
Probably the spider again.
All right, Renan's looting.
Renan's looting.
Or
Draco,
shopping.
you find yourself being like, you're asleep, and then you're awake, and then you're asleep, and then you're awake, and it's just this persistent like sound of hustle and bustle outside of your window that just makes it hard for you to sleep in late like you'd want to.
Right.
You finally decide to go to the window and peek at what could possibly be making so much noise. And in the street before you, for as far as you can see up and down the row, there's this caravan of camels dressed in red and gold satin attire. Obviously the retinue of someone important, but they're all just sort of like, this is like you're at the ass end of the parade, right? That's been parked all the way around the corner from the parade route, and this is where camels like alternate and come to shit and leave their business to be cleaned up, and this is where the ass end of the parade happens.
All right, go down, check it out. Just see what's going on, because usually when there's issues like this, the crew's there, whether stealing or something.
Yep. You can walk around. It is a parade of opulence. Everything here is designed to just show wealth.
Off.
Right.
Nice.
Like this is just whoever owns these is a very, very wealthy person, and he would like everyone to know that. Renan, as you move alongside the palanquin, and politely just no thank you, the opportunity to ride in it, you pass several handmaidens and attendants, all of whom are completely just dressed to the nines. They are wearing gold-plated makeup, like where liquid gold has been placed on their cheeks and forehead. Lapis lazuli jewelry head to toe, coin purses just barely even cinched tight. It is a all-you-can-eat buffet for someone with talented fingers. Generally just working the crowd, looking for things that are bits and baubles that just really wouldn't be missed, or that are so tenuously connected to anything they're easy for you to sort of walk and grab. You end up with a small fistful of treasure by the time you've made your way to the head of the column. You ended up with 2 rings. Or do you just want a total?
Yeah.
116 gold worth of sundried items and coins.
116 gold to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, to
Careful
us.
not to take too much from any one person, but you've definitely taken advantage of this opportunity. As you guys are walking, you do one last look back at Amon and Hoppy, who are waving, and at the very ass end of the caravan, you can see a very small, very short person, maybe arguing or talking loudly with someone at the end of the caravan. It is unmistakably Draco, who's sort of like belligerently asking what's making all this noise about.
I'm gonna give a loud whistle to try to get his attention and gesture over. Can he see me from where I'm standing out in front of the thing?
You might have to stand up on the palanquin or something, because remember, he's below the height of most of the average people. So
Oh, right.
Hello, guy.
Okay, then I'll do that. Just temporarily. I'll hop up, hold my sword up with one hand, wave it.
I start laughing, shake my head, start walking on over.
And then I will gesture to the thing and say, "Your chariot awaits."
This is what I'm talking about. This is how I need to
I
be
know he's not gonna
greeted
walk.
every. Oh hell no! I got little legs. I don't walk. Do we have grapes or something? I haven't eaten yet this morning.
I'm sure attendants scurry up too.
indeed, your every need is met.
Oh.
A beautiful woman whose young age is maybe just on that cusp of questionable.
But it's
just
on the positive cusp.
offers you fresh fruit, and simply offers to feed it to you. Not just here's an apple, but like, may I cut it daintily into small slices and feed them to you?
I'm gonna roll my eyes and shut the
This
curtains
is
so that we don't have to
perfect.
watch this.
If you need a job, we're setting a thing
He's
up.
recruiting.
Just saying.
A second young woman who is, like, at a first glance could be her twin, but not because she is, but more because they're all sort of like made up and dressed to look very much identical. Offers to wash your feet while you're being borne upon the palanquin.
They're ticklish, just warning. But this is perfect.
So Draco was born aloft in the lap of luxury. Renan and Oni walk alongside the caravan on their own power.
Always got to take advantage, is all I'm saying. Just say it.
Taking
It's
the
offered.
winding path up to the largest of the merchant spires, the grand central pillar that the rest of the city seems to be built around, which is of course the Hall of the King of Coin, the leader of the city of Kham, the Grand Bazaar. It takes you hours to sort of like follow this parade route, circuitous path up and around all of the city center, wrapping until eventually you get to the gates of the spire, where the retinue is dismissed, and you guys are ushered in. There are a series of stairs that need to be navigated until you are eventually brought before.
I don't have to worry about those, right?
No, someone will carry you if you wish. They have like backpacks for just such an occasion.
Oh, that's perfect.
You're brought before this large door, almost 30 feet tall, 15 feet a panel, that is just made of stained glass. And the room inside is brilliantly lit by daylight, casting this just gorgeous display of colored lights all around you. It seems to just be depicting some kind of maybe a myth or historical display of some kind of large fire-breathing worm being vanquished by, you think the figure described here as Horus, but it's hard to tell for sure because it is crude stained glass, but just this beautifully ornate display. And the guards part these heavy glass doors and lead you into the chambers. In a massively empty throne room, all of the servants and attendants have been sent away. There are gallery seats on either side for like an audience in the king's chamber, but the audience is completely empty. The gallery has been, evacuated, or perhaps just today no one's been allowed in. There are 3 people in this room. Sitting at the throne is Kabir, the King of Coin, again the leader of the city. To his left, your right, is the second in command of the city. Her name is Taena. Her position is called the Silver Prince, and she is a woman, but they still call her the Silver Prince. And she leads the Council of Coin. They are the people who sort of like determine how the treasury spends its money. And to his right, your left, is Odette, the first Blade of Kham, leader of the Copper Guard. The Copper Guard you've already dealt with a little bit. They are the King's Guard, the city guard that helped rebuild the front gates. He is their leader and the best swordsman in Kham. You are invited in. The slaves that have been, not the slaves, the attendants that have followed you this far all drop to their knees and prostrate before the king here, although there is no ask that you do the same.
I think we should do a slight bow. Do some. It's respect. Yeah, it is his town. He's the king. I do a bow.
I'm just going to do like a warrior salute, but I'm going to direct it to the Silver Prince.
Nice. Kabir takes a moment. No one speaks. It's deathly silent. Takes a moment, just really looking you over head to toe. And then just in the empty, echoing sound of his chamber, claps for you, and the other two, like, uncertain of what to do, sort of like join him in that applause. He introduces himself to you as Kabir, but leaves the title off. Just his name is Kabir, and he welcomes you to the city of Qom. He has heard no shortage of tales of your bravery and heroism today, and feels as though, as leader of this fair city, he might be somewhat indebted to you. Is this true?
Oh, we did. Go, Oni. Go, Oni.
We saw a need that needed to be filled, and filled it, if that's what you're referring to.
Oh, that was kind of insulting. Dang. Spicy Oni right now. Whew.
He does look. Kabir looks to Odette, the captain of the guard and the first sword. It does seem as though our military response was lacking. I'll agree.
You have a big city, and a lot to protect. Perhaps they were otherwise occupied. I can only speak to what we saw in the market.
He asks if you have any idea of how many lives were lost last night.
I know that many were saved because of myself and my companions.
He says that is undeniably true. He said the earliest estimates from his scouts and his resource network tells him that there could be as many as 50 people who have been taken or killed by this scarab assault. And asks you personally, Oni, if you have any intuition as to what might have motivated these scarabs to attack.
Oh, no worries. Now might be a good place to pause. And scene.
I don't mind calling it a little bit early here if you guys are having
Sorry,
any
we're both
parenting
like
problems.
super distracted with
No,
the
of
Zeke
course.
situation.
Of
No,
course.
it's fine. We were going to be done in 45 minutes anyway, so I don't mind. We'll leave it picking up here, negotiating with Kabir, and is everybody good for next weekend?
Yeah.
I will put us
Should be
down
good.
for a yes.
Woohoo! Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Indeed, everybody enjoy your time.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
rest
Yeah,
of
thank
your
you.
day. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Good luck,
Bye.
guys.